Hey guys, and welcome back. As we continue our unit on ancient India's civilizations, today we're going to talk a little bit about the literature and science and math ideas that we have gotten from this culture. So, the Mauryan and Gupta empires made really important contributions in literature, math, and science, like I mentioned before. There were artists, builders, scientists, and writers that produced many works while the Mauryan and Gupta kings ruled. So, one of these that we've talked about before were India's sacred texts, and these were the Vedas of India. And they are an ancient collection of sacred verses. There's hymns, prayers, and teachings. No one's really for sure how old they are because for a really long time they were only recited and they weren't written down. But remember, once the Aryan people came to India and developed Sanskrit, that's when the Vedas were finally recorded into writing. Later on, after that, there were other kinds of literature that were also written down in Sanskrit. And two of those sacred texts are very famous in India, and Indians today still love to read them. One of those is the Mahabharata, okay? And the other is the Ramayana. Both of these sacred texts tell about brave warriors and their heroic deeds. So the first one, the Mahabharata, is a very long sacred text. There's about 88,000 verses in it. And historians think that it was actually written by several different authors and that it was written down around 100 BC. It describes a great war for control of an Indian kingdom about 1,000 years earlier. The best known section is the Bhagavad Gita, or Song of the Lord. And in it, the deity Krishna accompanies the prince Arjuna to a great battle. And Krishna preaches a sermon to him and tells him that it is noble to do one's duty even when it's difficult and when it's painful. Now, the teachings in the Mahabharata, especially the Bhagavad Gita, contain a lot of the central beliefs in Hinduism. And they not only provide religious lessons, but they provide moral lessons too. So, for that reason, they end up having, and they have continued to have, a great impact on Hinduism. Through the ages, many books have been written about it, and it continues to influence Indian philosophy even in modern times. Now, an important writer from the Gupta period is Kalidasa. And Kalidasa wrote plays and poems and love stories and even comedies. One popular poem that he wrote is called The Cloud Messenger, and it contains beautiful descriptions of northern India's mountains, forests, and rivers. So join me in the next lesson as we move into music, art, and architecture.